I just found some wild mint growing in the woods. Last year I discovered that my drying rack fits perfectly on top of my fireplace. So every time I need to dry something like herbs or mushrooms or something like this, I will put it there and just place whatever I want to dry on top of it. It looks a bit funny, but it works really well. So I'm going to make a fresh mint tea now and enjoy a cozy evening. It started raining again and it is kind of autumnal outside, which is amazing. This is my kind of weather, so it's good. I finished the sweater that I was knitting. It turned out amazing. I love everything about it. I love the color especially, because as you can see by the color of my nails and the color on my lips, it is quite similar. This is the kind of tone of red that I really like. It's a bit more fitted than most of the other sweaters that I knit so far, but I think that's probably a good thing because I really don't need around 20 sweaters in the same shape. The camera is casting a shadow. That is kind of stupid, but I really like the shoulder details and I especially love the double folded collar. It ends just like 2 centimeters below my hip bones, so that is also a really nice and versatile length, I think. The shape will slightly change with blocking. So I haven't worked with this type of yarn before. It is a 100% merino wool, but it is in a cone and it is lace weight or maybe even thinner, which is originally used for machine knitting. I wound it up in a 4-ply and knit with 4mm needles. So this is the result of that. I don't know how this is going to behave blocking, but I don't think it would change that much, just by intuition. I don't have a reason for that. Yeah, I'm really happy with how it turned out and I'm really excited to see what it looks like when it's blocked. I also finished the socks that I was knitting. These are just my standard stockinette socks. It is a classic gusset and heel flap type of construction and I use double knitting for the heel part. So this part it's double the fabric than this part. I don't know if that makes sense. I thought about writing a pattern for these type of socks because I've never seen anyone doing double knitting for the heel, and it is the best thing ever because it is like a little cushion for your heel and it's perfect for wearing them in sturdier type of shoes if you like leather shoes, Doc Martens or something, or even hiking boots. This is going to save your heels from getting blisters. And it's just very, very comfortable and very sturdy if you really like to wear your socks, like wear them down till they fall apart, because this is the first part of the sock that will show wear and that will disintegrate the fastest. So I feel like this, maybe I should write a pattern for these because these are heavy duty socks. You can wear them for a very long time. It takes a tiny bit longer to do this, but it is absolutely worth it. So if you're interested in me writing my first knitting pattern and releasing it, you can let me know. But yeah, I also started a little filet crochet side quest and it looks like this so far. I don't know if you can tell, but this is going to be a huge spider, and I'm in love with it. It is just so beautiful. It is amazing. It is great. But I, again, underestimated the amount of yarn that I have. I won't be able to finish this with the amount of yarn that I have, and I'm not able to get more of it because this is thrifted yarn that is also very old. So I'm going to frog this, but I still have the chart of the spider that I made also myself, and I think I am going to get new yarn in maybe even a thinner quality than this. I just want to have this as a piece of art on my wall, and this is kind of big. I imagined it to be a bit smaller, so I will crochet this with a smaller hook size, so I get a bit of a smaller rectangle, and I will start this again, which again is a bit annoying, but that's life. Life is annoying, so I'm going to deal with it. But since I finished my sweater and my socks yesterday, I don't have any knitting project left, and I needed to start a new one, which of course I did, and I'm this far in. I just started it yesterday very late in the evening, so this is all that I've got, but it's going to be a Sophie scarf type of scarf. I don't have the original pattern, but I already made one or two of them, and I like to make them a bit broader and longer than the original one. So I don't really like this tiny scarf type of thing, but like maybe this wide and a bit longer. So I have 2 balls of this Angora wool. So this is the label that it came with. It is very old and you can't really read everything that is on there, but it seems like this was being produced pretty close to where I live. This is probably considered vintage wool, I don't know. This is the type of thing that makes me really happy, because I wouldn't ever get Angora wool new. I don't think that's something you should support. Most of it is very cruel, but since it is already produced, it is in the world, and this is great quality. I'm very happy to get something like this secondhand. I also went to a fabric store yesterday and I got this fabric, and the fabric store that I mostly go to, first of all, it is huge, and as far as I understand, they somehow get leftover fabric from the fashion industry, so you don't really know where the fabric is coming from, and there's almost never any kind of brand attached to it. And sometimes they at least label the fiber content, and I mostly go for fabrics that I know the contents of. With this one I don't really know. It feels like it could be a viscose cotton blend, maybe with tiny percentage of wool in it. It doesn't really feel like any kind of plastic material. There might be some percentage of nylon or polyamide or something in there. Isn't that the same thing? Isn't polyamide nylon? Or a type of nylon? Or nylon is a type of polyamide? But I am going to make a skirt with this, like a longer type of skirt, but not maxi length, just like halfway up my calf. This is just black and some beigey brown color and green and white, and I think it's going to be very pretty as a skirt. And because I already left the house and went to this city where the fabric store is, I thought I would make a tiny trip to a thrift shop that is there. It's a type of charity shop, and surprisingly I found some things. And the first thing I found is this necklace. These are some type of gemstone, I think. I need to look up what kind of material it is, but it is pretty heavy, and I think this type of closure also indicates a certain quality. It looks like a kind of dark gothic pearl necklace, which is very fitting to my style, I think. And I paid €1.50 for this. I also got this one single skein of Icelandic wool. It is very, very rustic. This is stretchy and itchy, so I probably won't use this for any type of garment, but maybe some type of homeware interior piece. It only cost me €1, so I couldn't leave it behind. And the last thing I found is my personal highlight, because I found this. It's a man's sweater, this kind of color. The zipper doesn't go all the way up, but it has this type of polo collar. I don't know what it's called, but this is 100% virgin wool. It is amazing quality, and it is my type of red. This was €8, which is still a very good price for this type of quality. Yeah, amazing things. In terms of reading, I finished Abigail by Magda Szabo, and I loved it. It's a really, really great story. The writing is amazing. Everything was great about this book. I also finished Perfection by Vincenzo Latronico, and I also really enjoyed this one. He managed to portray characters that have no character for themselves, but they just stand for a certain type of person, and you don't really get to know them personally, but they could be anyone. In a way, I saw many people in them that I personally know or that I knew one time. So I think this is a great reflection on our time, especially if you're a creative and you work in some kind of cultural field and you are surrounded with these types of personalities. I also started and already finished Vladimir Nabokov, Mashenya. I hope I pronounced this correctly, but the author himself wrote a little section in front of the book how you pronounce it, and I think it is pronounced Mashenya, which is like a version of Maria, I think, which is nice because my name is also Maria. I really enjoyed it. I think his writing is also very vivid, and you get these very clear images of the scenery and the surroundings and the characters that he describes, and you're very much in the middle of everything. And I also really enjoyed looking at the cover because this is just a very, very nice style. And now I'm currently reading Sula by Toni Morrison. So far, I'm only 50 pages in. I can't really tell you much about the story. And yeah. So this is the final state. It is blocked now. I wet blocked it first and then steam blocked it because the color was laying a bit weird and there were some lines across from the drying rack that I used. I don't have a blocking mat, and I kind of refuse to buy one because I don't feel like it's necessary, but maybe it makes a huge difference, I don't know. But I don't mind steam blocking, so I don't think the shape itself changed in any way through the blocking process. Yeah,